What is going on, Crow fam, and welcome back to another episode of the Crow Show, episode 14, guys. So we're going to be talking about Crow Coin, a bit of XRP and BlackRock, some updates there, and taking a bit of a dive into the main city playbook. So I was planning on doing a bit of a playbook discussion last week. I'm going to plan to do it this week. So I've just moved to Thailand bit over a week ago and just kind of been trying to set up my new studio, fix up my audio a little bit. I'm hoping that the actual audio is going to be a little bit better this week. I'm just going to check my OBS and make sure that it's actually coming through. It looks like it is, but yeah, if you've got any issues with the audio, folks, please do give me some feedback and let me know how it sounds. It seems to be running through okay at the moment. So yeah, folks, if you're new here, welcome. We're big supporters of the crypto.com ecosystem, guys. I'm not actually endorsed to create these live streams or videos by crypto.com. I always will disclose to you guys I am an official crypto.com ambassador. I don't really promote that link though. Basically, it just means that if people sign up with my link to get a card or anything like that, then I get just slightly better benefits from referral links. But to be honest, I'm not even keeping track of it. But yeah, that's it, guys. For those of you that don't know me at all, maybe you do, I don't know, I've been involved in the ecosystem of crypto from 2017 and crypto.com from pretty early on, around 2018-ish. Signed up for a Ruby Red card pretty early in the actual MCO days there. And yeah, just been an avid supporter ever since. I will admit that, I think with any kind of cryptocurrency, interest kind of goes and comes and goes. But, for the most part, guys, I've always been, fully behind crypto.com, support everything they're doing. And, I'm pretty confident that with everything crypto.com have got going on a foundational level that, we will see those all-time highs again. So yeah, I hope you're having a good one out there, guys. Let me know in the comments there if you're, where you're watching from, what's going on, what time of day it is for you. I think a lot of the viewers are actually going to be from the US here. And yeah, deep apologies for the audio coming through a little bit poorly before. I think it should be okay now. Just going to go ahead and just check the stream here. But yeah, guys, should be okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just playing about my stream on my phone just to make sure, because no one's actually commented yet to actually let me know. But yeah, guys, bless you all for being in the stream today. Yeah, sorry, I've said Crow Show episode 14 lives. It's meant to say live, sorry about that. So yeah, we'll be checking out the broader markets, folks, taking a bit of a look at what's been going on with cryptocurrency, a little bit of XRP Ripple news, just to touch on what's been going on and my own thoughts. Same thing over here with BlackRock and the SEC. Nothing major, just a bit of an update. Of course, we're going to be having a look at the rank 37 crypto CRO, our favorite crypto. Having a bit of a look at some Twitter, crypto.com Twitter, some NFT stuff as usual, of course, and of course, the main city playbook, which we kind of again touched on last week, and I said I was going to be creating a video about that. I'm going to try and do a bit more of an in-depth timestamp video about that one coming up next week. And yeah, folks, if you've got any questions, comments at all, please feel free to let me know in the chat, and make sure you drop a like on the stream if you want to see Crow do a moonshot to the moon sooner rather than later. Got the Bitcoin halving coming up next year, a year to follow on from that. You'd think that Crow's going to probably be hitting some all-time highs. I'd like to bloody hope so, that's for sure. Now, I also just want to add a quick note and basically say that this stream will be replayable on my channel. So I always leave at least all of my crypto.com Crow Show streams up, because I know a lot of you can't always make the streams live, which one I think is going to be running regularly now, folks, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. on Sundays there. And it was running at 5:30, but it's just a little bit too early for me for boring family reasons that I won't bore you with. But essentially, guys, yeah, it's about 5:47 here a.m. in the morning in Thailand, and we'll run that one from about usually 5:30 a.m. to about 6:30. We'll run it a little bit later today till maybe about 6:40 or 6:45 before I let you get on with the rest of the day. So let's hit a bit of a quick refresh and just start by taking a look at the broader markets. So as we can see, not a hell of a lot of movement from the top two cryptos in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin up 0.1 for the hour, 0.2 for the 24 hour, and just 0.6% for the last 7 days here, as we can see, according to CoinGecko. And what I'd probably say about this 0.6 for the last 7 days, this is pretty relevant, okay? This is very much a bullish indicator, okay? We had that run up above 31,000 US dollars for BTC, and then we kind of got rejected a little bit. So of course, I think naturally there's going to be quite a bit of resistance before we reach that 32K. But I think on the back of that bullish news of XRP, it's no surprise that we actually reach that point. But what I'm more focused on is the fact that we're actually managing to hold quite comfortably, it seems, a 30,000 Bitcoin. If you've been following the markets pretty closely, it wasn't that long ago where BTC was struggling to hold $20,000. And we kind of spent a little bit of time around that 26, the 27, 28, 29,000 US dollar level. And, $25,000, was that really big support level for BTC. And we were all kind of feeling a little bit stressed, unless you had maybe not too much crypto and you were waiting for a buying opportunity below 20K. I'll be honest, sure, you can always do with a bit more crypto, right? So I probably would have bought as well, but I was kind of ready to, turn that $30,000 into a bit of a support. So I was pretty happy with that one too, once we managed to eventually just skyrocket above $30,000. So I think that was definitely very, very bullish. And then of course the big news with Ethereum, we actually managed to kind of skyrocket above 2,000 US dollars for some time, which I think was absolutely fantastic as well. Ethereum is up 3.7% for the last 7 days, 0.4 for the 24 hour, and 0.2 for the last hour. And that was actually pretty significant as well, because we hadn't seen Ethereum cross $2,000 for quite some time. Bitcoin, of course, did it a little bit sooner, and that obviously started a trend, a really kind of just slowly, progressively pulling the altcoins up with it as well. So I'll have a bit of a look more broadly at the top altcoins as well. Even Binance, folks, obviously been struggling across the last month or so on the back of the allegations from the SEC, but even that managed to pull a positive week of 4.5% up for the last 7 days as well. Cardano recovering as well really nicely, 12.0% up. Solana absolutely killing it. Okay, it took quite a beating as well in the last month, but up 30.9%, so some big numbers there. Dogecoin, not performing typically as well as like the grandfather meme coin. You might expect a little bit more of a run, like if Solana's doing like a 30.9, Doge is still doing like a 6.8 over the last 7 days, but it's something green, so you can't complain with that too much if you're a Dogecoin holder. 13.1%, I do hold a bit of Matic, so I'm pretty happy to see that Matic is starting to make a bit of a slight recovery in some respects. Litecoin, not too much movement there. Polkadot 5.1, AVAX 5.5. Keep moving on through. Shiba Inu, guys, again, not huge movements up. Last 7 days up 3.1, so not doing a hell of a lot there. And if we keep scrolling down, Chronos, finally a little bit of movement over the last 7 days. Again, it hasn't really been moving too much, has it? But managing to pull a 6.9 up for the last 7 days. We'll be diving into CRO in just a moment and just kind of seeing what the price is doing there as well. Aave up 6.9, 3.3 for GRT. Algorand doing a 5.7. So again, as we can see, a lot of these altcoins generally seeming to do around maybe like a 5 to 7% positive for the last 7 days, which is definitely a really good sign. SNX up 26.4% as well, which is really nice to see. ApeCoin not doing a lot here, 0.2 up, 7.4 for Axie Infinity. Pepe up 2.8 for the last 7 days, ranked at 68. GALA up 4.8, still sitting pretty well below that 3 cents, so not doing a heck of a lot. That's most of the tokens covered anyway, guys, for the top 100. So, not a hell of a lot going on, but it just seems like the markets are starting to recover a little bit, which is definitely pretty nice to see. Alright guys, so moving on to the CRO price, and if you're in the stream, guys, today and you want to say hey, make sure you say hey, let me know what's going on, let me know how you're feeling about CRO in this very moment. So as we can see, CRO rank at number 37, down 1.8% for the last 24 hours, currently sitting at 6 cents, so not too much above that 6 cent level. Could drop below that if we hit a bit of a tumble in the market that may be coming up soon. If we go down and have a bit of a look and just have a look at the 30-day chart, we'll chuck the candlesticks on. and just have a bit of a look at what's been going on. So as we can see here, you know, broadly looking at this 30-day time period on the candlesticks according to CoinGecko, I'd say it actually looks fairly bullish for what could be coming up. As we can see here, we hit that low of 0.053431 cents there on Wednesday, the 21st of June. And after that, we met a couple more resistance levels here on the 22nd of June. We hit that high of 57818 before getting rejected there and reaching another high here on the 25th of June. Okay, so not long after hitting a high of 0.060151 cents. Okay, so we were doing really, really well and got rejected hard on the 25th before we got knocked down to around, say a low of 0.055141 cents. That was Thursday the 29th of June, followed up by Friday the 30th of June, where we tried to break through that resistance again, but just kind of failed. Then you can see here we kind of started to travel up on the 2nd of July as we entered the new month of July. Happy July, everyone. Happy July. I hope everyone's having a great July so far out there. Met some resistance though at 0.057286 cents. Again, getting rejected, but still managing to recover before eventually getting rejected again at that high of 0.058648 cents on Thursday, the 6th of July. But it just wasn't going away, was it? We got knocked back again at the peak of the market there, and hit a low of 0.055307 cents on the 10th of July. And after then, it's been a sure but steady climb, hasn't it? Look at this, you know, I always kind of like to have a look at the 30-day chart. I think it's I think if you go anything, any lower time frame than the 30-day, it doesn't give you a broad enough perspective of what's going on. Of course, you can go broader as well, but I think 30 days is a good one for maybe like the start of the medium-term price action, what it could potentially be. But look at this, you know, you'd think that after this kind of series of higher highs here that we would see a bit of a rejection here, and that's exactly what happened, folks. On the 16th of July, we did hit that high of 0.061375 cents before getting rejected to today's price here. So, you know, it's pretty interesting to see. Again, that brings us down to our low of today's price at 0.060053 cents. Going to be really interesting to see what happens today. You know, I think really a support level to look out for is this level right here, this high of 0.060151 cents. I think if we do break down past that level for too long, we could see a bit of a breakdown in the price. Okay, maybe testing these levels again down here that we saw on kind of like the 20th of June here, or the 21st. Okay, but I reckon, you know, based on this simple analysis here, it looks pretty bullish, I think, for the short to medium term for CRO, and definitely I think very bullish for the longer term outlook. But let me know what you guys think about that price outlook there. And of course, if we go ahead, like I like to do, just to give that broader context, guys, over the last 4 years, don't forget CRO still representing a very strong 401.25% increase over the last 4 years. You know, need I not remind you by just doing some simple mathematics that that is an average of 100% per year. All right. Now, a good year in the traditional stock market, in the property market, is going to be an increase of 15% per year. All right. So if we do some very basic mathematics, 401% divided by 4 years, okay, that is the rough, it's very rough, guys. Of course, it's not going to be 100% exact, but it is the rough price increase for the CRO asset over the last 4 years. 100% increase year over year for 4 years. Okay, yes, it's early. A lot of traditional, I guess, business experts, stock market experts would like to tell you that a business needs to be in fruition for at least 5 years before you can really start to assess, I suppose, the price action or the performance of that particular business or asset. Okay, CRO is nearing on that 5 year period there, okay, in terms of it being assessed in that way. But I feel like you can kind of assess it. What's going on, AA? Yes, CRO to $1 soon. You better bloody hope so, mate. I'm right with you in that part. And Launcher AC, hello, welcome to the stream. Believe it's the first time seeing you here. Thanks for being here, guys. Make sure you smash the like button and let me know any questions. Watching from Spain, aha, awesome. My wife actually grew up in Minorca. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I hope you're muy bien. Sorry, my Spanish is terrible. My Thai is a little bit better. Not too much better than my English though. So Jimmy M, what's going on with you, brother? Guys, thanks so much for being active in the stream today. If you guys have got any questions or comments at all, do let me know in the chat. But really do appreciate the hellos, the likes coming in really, really hot. So as I was saying, guys, you know, muy bien, muy bien. I do know a few Spanish words. Gato, perro. You know, I do know a few more than that. I actually know a handful. I know a handful actually, because my goal was to actually learn Spanish, and I was actually moving to Portugal at one point. I know that it's a different language, of course, but I was planning on learning Portuguese because I was going to live in Portugal for some time. And it's such a fantastic language, and I love Spain. I've done a lot of traveling around Spain. Possibly my favorite European country, one of my favorite countries in the world. Incredible country. I love how you guys just have your dinner so late. It really suits me personally. I prefer to have my dinner a bit later. You know, I love sangria, you know, tapas, just everything, paella. So good. Love Spanish culture, love Spain. Can't wait to get back there actually. Been to Barcelona a lot. Madrid's fantastic. Been to Valencia. You guys got great orange juice there, and appreciate the subscription as well. Yeah. All right, guys. So yeah, as I was saying, you know, CRO year after year. If you had have just bought CRO in 2018, not sold it, just bought CRO and just held, guys, you'd be up an average of 100% year on year after year. I know, though, unfortunately, a lot of people were in the boat where they bought CRO at 10 cents, 20 cents, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 cents maybe. A lot of people were buying CRO, and they have possibly rode the price back down to where we are now, unfortunately. Sitting at that 6 cents level. So, of course, if you're in that situation, you are going to be at an unrealized loss if you haven't sold at 6 cents, and that sucks. You know, there's no shying away from that fact. It is a rough situation to be in. Trust me, I get it, guys. It's not ideal, and you know, it's really hard psychologically to get around that barrier. And you know, but it's the same for all cryptos. You know, a lot of people would have bought Bitcoin at 40, 50, 60k for the first time, right? I know, like a lot of friends that I personally know, a lot of people, right, got really excited. And that's that general meme, isn't it? People get really excited when the price is doing bits. It's going up, it's going up, it's going up. People are buying, and then bang, there's a big sell-off, and people write it down. And unfortunately, sometimes do need to sell. But guys, never invest more than you can afford to lose. It's the boring old saying that us annoying influencers always say, but it's really true, guys. You know, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And all I'd say to the people that did invest in CRO above 10 cents, the people that did invest in Bitcoin above $40,000, and you're still holding now, good on you. And if you don't need the money today, and I hope you don't, because I hope you have a job and a regular income, then again, these streams are not financial advice. But if it's me personally, I've been there, I've been in that situation. Just leave it and wait, guys. Bitcoin, CRO, these are, I'm not comparing Bitcoin to CRO, but you know, CRO in my opinion is a blue chip asset in the crypto space, and I do think it will return to its all-time highs. But it's hard, you know. Fortunately for me, I invested into CRO the first time around 2-3 cents, you know, so I'm very fortunate in that way. But I'm also someone in 2017, 2018, around those times, don't quote me exactly on the prices, but I bought a lot of Bitcoin between kind of like $10,000 and $20,000, and I rode the dump down to like 3,000. So down over 100% in a lot of cases. But I didn't need that money. I was working like 50 hours a week at the time, doing personal training and a few other odd jobs here or there. I was working, saving cash as well, right? Always important to have like a store of cash there for an emergency fund, okay? And so I was like anxious, like, oh my God, like, is Bitcoin done? Is CRO done? Are we ever gonna see these all-time high price levels again? I'm just listening to like some experts, some like annoying influencers who are all calling this high Bitcoin, this high CRO price, but are we really ever gonna get there again? And then before you know it, boom, 20,000 Bitcoin. You know, it wasn't that long ago that a 20,000 Bitcoin was a pipe dream. People, like, if you thought Bitcoin, I think in like 2017, 2018, if you were somebody that thought that Bitcoin was going to go to $20,000, a lot of people would have looked at you and said, this guy's loco. He's absolutely nuts. There's no way Bitcoin's going to $20,000, let alone turning it into a formidable support level. But look at the prices today. Isn't that funny, guys? Isn't that funny how things change? Now people would look at you and say, 30,000 support for Bitcoin, and they're telling us we're in a bear market. They're telling us we're in a bear market when not that long ago, they were telling us we were in a bull market when Bitcoin wasn't even $20,000. Now Bitcoin's trying to hold 30,000. They're calling us a bear market. Guys, zoom out, get that broader perspective, and, you know, listen to more than one person. And it's good to listen to positive news and negative news. Listen, if people want to talk to you about well, I don't want to say negativity, but if people want to talk to you about why they think the price of like CRO or Bitcoin or even the broader cryptocurrency markets are going to be going down, oh, why are you investing? Why are you getting involved in this space? Don't shut them down. Say, in whatever language you might speak, I respect your opinion. Why? Why do you think this? Tell me why. Is it because you heard someone say it? Is it because you heard your mum or your dad or your sister, your brother, your cousin tell you that cryptocurrency isn't good? Is that the only reason? Because I'm telling you from my personal experience, there is not, right now specifically at this point in time, of course there's always going to be negative news in the markets, right, about crypto. But with BT dominance at 46.8%, ETH dominance at 18.5%, everything going on lately in the markets, which we'll be moving on to in just a moment in terms of the recent news with XRP and the SEC formally accepting BlackRock's spot ETF application. I think they had to resubmit an application, didn't they? Again, I haven't been following that too closely, but with everything going on broadly with the crypto markets, not just fundamentally with the actual news, but also now with the price action, again, BTC leading the way, turning $30,000 into that support level. Ethereum trying to break through and hold that resistance of 2,000 US dollars. Guys, I would argue that we are at the start of a bull market, genuinely, for those reasons. I mean, let me know in the comments what you reckon. If you think that we're at the start of a bull market, or if you think we're still in a bear market. I think really one of the only primary objective reasons to say we're still in a bear market is that the altcoins are still taking some time to fully recover to where they were. A lot of altcoins took a huge knock on the back of the SEC's allegations against Binance and Coinbase. But guys, these allegations and these court cases are things that are going to be going on for ages, possibly years. So broadly, they've had their effect on the market, and I do think for the most part it's all been priced in. It's all been priced in, guys. And that's how you know I'm in Thailand, guys. I've got the reusable Gaffa Yen iced coffee, made with real coffee as well, not instant. I was kind of okay with drinking. I don't mind having instant coffee if it's hot, but yeah, cold iced instant coffee, horrendous. So we're going to jump into this news, guys. But appreciate everyone for being in the stream. Yeah, again, thank you, Lord AC, for subscribing. Jimmy M, Crow retest below 6 cents. It's very possible, Jimmy M. I think, Crow. Like, again, my play with CRO has always, for the most part, been just a buy and hold. I had one point where I did a big sell-off around 20 cents, probably, whenever that was, maybe a couple of years ago or so. Don't quote me on that exactly on the time frames, guys. All does become a bit of a blur. But for the most part, guys, for myself, I'm holding Crow on the DeFi wallet, just letting it sit there, getting a little bit of interest. To me, it's just like, that's just like my cash sitting in the bank, really. Not all my cash sitting in the bank, but that's just kind of the way I see it. It's kind of a little bit boring now. It's not moving around a heck of a lot, just sitting there between that kind of like 5 to 7 cents level. it's going to take some time. We need to see, I think, a real strong move, maybe above 32, 33, maybe even above 35,000, ideally above 40,000 BTC. Ethereum confidently jumping above 2,500, maybe breaking through or close to all-time highs of 4,000 US dollars before we really see CRO start to move. I do think that the alts are probably going to move after, but I think probably for a lot of people, the movement of altcoins to the upside on the positive there is just going to take us by surprise. That's often what happens, I think, isn't it? I mean, I'd be interested again to hear from you guys in the comments, but when I saw BTC above that 30K level and holding it, it just kind of came out the blue, and it always happens for me, at least, where it just happens at that moment where there's a lot of consolidation in the market. You kind of think, oh man, crypto, it's like, can it just do something? It's that meme where you've got like the stick figure poking the BTC with like the stick, do something, right? And you're just so bored with the price, but then all of a sudden, bang, 25,000 US dollars to 30,000 US dollars. So yeah, there's definitely a retest possible below 6 cents. I mean, 100%. I mean, we're almost there now. As I said, I'm definitely no technical analyst, but it does almost seem as though we're kind of testing that point now, doesn't it? At 60525 here, you'd think that if we broke down for too long below this level here, which was set before it broke down on the 25th of June, that we could see possibly a bit of a tumble or a train track formation, or maybe the longer time frames here. But who knows for sure, guys. If we look at that year time frame though, still struggling and down a bit. All right, let's jump into I don't want to monologue at you guys, but I'll try to be as anti-monologue as possible. But I think this XRP news is really important to kind of just continue following along with this story a bit, because this is really what gave a huge pump to the markets recently, isn't it? And thank you, Zarino, for being in the chat, bro. Big shout out to Zarino, a good friend of mine, one of the moderators. Crow to the moon, baby. Can't stay, love. No worries, man. Assuming that means you can't stay, but that's absolutely fine, brother. You're always here to support every single week, so I really do appreciate that. All right, guys, so this article, let's just go ahead and have a look. This was from July 13th, okay, so a few days ago. Judge rules XRP is not a security in SEC's case against Ripple. So let's just dive just a little bit into actually what happened here, okay? So let's see. All right. Ripple Labs scored a victory in the US District Court in the Southern District of New York on July 13th. The judge ruled partially, guys. So this is the key thing to note here. Okay, it was just a partial rule. So as far as I'm aware, the case is still ongoing. It's not finished yet, but it's like, if you think of a war scenario, perhaps this is quite a big war that XRP have won here in the ruling of whether they are truly a security or not, and whether the sales of XRP were illegal in the eyes of the SEC. So partially in favor of the company in a case brought forth by the SEC dating back to 2020. So guys, dating back to 2020, so this case has been going on for some time now, hasn't it? Okay, let's have a look here. According to the documents filed on July 13th, Judge Torres has granted summary judgment in favor of Ripple Labs, ruling that the XRP token is not a security, but only in regards to programmatic sales on digital asset exchanges. However, the SEC also managed to notch a victory of its own. So this is interesting and something that kind of we didn't really see, as the federal judge has ruled that XRP is a security when sold to institutional investors, as it met the conditions set in the Howey test, guys. So this is still a pretty big deal, okay? So the judge is saying that when sold to institutional investors, okay, so when the big money comes in, then it is ruled a security. But that's pretty interesting, isn't it? So to retail on exchanges, it's not a security, but to institutional investors, it is. So, that's all just a little bit confusing to me, and I think it's probably confusing to a lot of other people as well. I mean, again, I'm no expert, but I mean that it's definitely going to make it quite confusing. The SEC lawsuit sought to compel Ripple to stop offering its XRP token under the premise that XRP was a security and thus required additional regulation per court documents issued by Cointelegraph. Okay, so, guys, it's not like if we look but objectively at what the facts are actually saying here, it kind of sounds like maybe the price action reacted in a little bit more of a bullish way than maybe it should have. Okay, because it is, it has been ruled that it is a security when sold to institutional investors. So I don't know, if I read that doesn't really sound super bullish to me, but for some reason, like, crypto Twitter and Twitter influencers and YouTubers and everything like that, it seems to have been very much overlooked. I certainly woke up that morning, saw the price of all my bags and just thought, what on earth has happened here? Everything was pumping. I don't think CRO really pumped too much, but yeah, I was like, yes, this is the kind of green I want to see in the markets. Yeah, Ripple have had a win, okay. And based on a lot of the headlines originally, before actually having a look at the articles in even just like a little bit more detail, it appeared that Ripple had just won that case. And I think off the back of that, people were just buy Ripple. And Ripple did have that pump, didn't it? Above 70, yeah, I think about a 70% pump. I think if we go down, where's Ripple at? Right at the top. Yeah, look at that. Ripple 61.8% still up for the last 7 days. So let me know in the chat if you bought Ripple. I personally don't own any, but yeah, very much following this journey pretty closely here. It's definitely an interesting one, that's for sure. All right. All right, so let's have a look at what else is going on with this. Yeah, that's virtually all on that one, guys. And let's go ahead now and look at Sunday, July 16th. So this was actually just yesterday. All right. Decrypt put out this article talking about how the SEC formally accepts BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF application for review. So what actually happened? All right. So it's been officially added to the official docket of the Securities and Exchange Commission as a part of its proposed rule change process. The move, recorded late Thursday, advances the most closely watched Bitcoin-related proposal to the SEC to date. So again, guys, just to really summarize, this is massive. It's just the application. I think the application was done. Well, there's something that needed to be resubmitted about the application. It's been resubmitted, but this is very much an ongoing story. Nobody's really got any time frame of when or even if the SEC will approve this BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF. But if this does get approved by the SEC, this, in my opinion, will take Bitcoin over $40,000, and Kronos could easily shoot comfortably above 10 cents, doing approximately a little under a 2x from here, in my opinion. It would be absolutely monumental for cryptocurrency and altcoins on the whole. So really excited to continue following this story. The application for the iShares Bitcoin Trust was filed nearly a month ago, prompting a new wave of optimism across the crypto market and additional filings for spot Bitcoin ETFs from a number of other prominent players, including from firms like Invesco, WisdomTree, Bitwise and Fidelity, which saw its previous application rejected last year, along with those from other contenders. So big deal, folks, big deal. We've got to follow this story very closely. Moving on. So why did the original application get denied? Just a bit of FYI. When the SEC signaled last month that BlackRock's application was lacking, the company filed and revised the application, adding a surveillance sharing clause that would involve the Coinbase crypto exchange monitoring and reporting possible illegal activity. So really good to see that BlackRock are fully on this, all right? The application wasn't acceptable. They were straight on to just amending it, fixing it up, resubmitting it. Kudos to you, BlackRock, leading the charge for us Bitcoin investors and CRO investors here. A spot Bitcoin ETF would track the value of Bitcoin without requiring the asset to be held directly. It would also be tradable on a traditional stock exchange. Absolutely massive, guys. Absolutely monumental. And again, for those of you that are struggling to understand why this is so important for the price of BTC and CRO, and also just the broader crypto markets, it's really, really simple. Essentially, there are a lot of people that hold a lot of money that are not able to invest in Bitcoin at the moment because they don't want to do it through a cryptocurrency exchange, and they don't want to buy it and hold it on their own ledger, private wallet. It's just too risky for them, and it goes against their, practice of security, safety, in terms of their traditional investing. But there are a lot of very wealthy traditional and institutional retail investors that do want to get a percentage of their big portfolios, right? We've got millionaires, billionaires that do want to get even just a small allocation towards this asset being Bitcoin, but they can't do it without a spot Bitcoin ETF. BlackRock, with near on 10 trillion US dollars under management of customer assets, guys, an allocation of even close to 1% of that will cause a huge monumental upside effect to the BTC price action, and thus affecting Chronos very, very much so. So this is a huge deal. All right, it will give a lot of confidence to the markets going forward. Okay, let's take a moment to check out the stream. What's going on, guys? A little bit more activity in the chat today. Who's here? What's going on? Appreciate the likes coming in, guys. Really appreciate it. Even if no one's chatting too much. We've got 7 likes, which is fantastic, and 6 viewers in the stream at the moment. Feel free to say hey and let me know what's going on. Again, for those of you that have just joined and caught up late, don't worry. This will always be available in my live section panel for you guys to tune in from the start at a later time if you did miss the start of the video. So moving on to crypto.com Twitter now. All right, so let's go ahead and have a bit of a look. I don't know if there's been any recent updates with the CRO Twitter, but we can go ahead and see, can't we? Gonna refresh that page. I do hope my audio is okay for you guys today. I'm sure it's got to be a lot better than this week. This is pretty cool, guys. Let me know if anyone's been doing this one here. The stand to win a Sapphire Lagoon or Molten Cavern Land NFT in day 6 of the giveaway here. All you got to do, guys, is quote or retweet this tweet with your answer to the question below and tag 3 friends in it. Follow crypto.com and Loaded Lines. Register here. So good to see crypto.com are really pushing the Loaded Lines narrative, guys. We've got the launch of the Loaded Lines game coming very, very soon. I think it's in October, or was it August? Oh my goodness, I've got to double check that again. But Loaded Lines main city coming very, very soon. We're going to be doing a separate stream, I think, for the Loaded Lines, where we literally just play Loaded Lines. I'm going to be doing a community poll to see when you guys would want to see that stream, but I'm very much planning to, have that second stream of the week where we literally just dive fully into main city and just play and see if it's a reasonable way of earning some dollar bills. So that'll be pretty interesting to see as well. Let's see a little bit of what else we got going on here. And this is also some bullishness that's going on the back of that bullishness for XRP, guys. XRP is now available for our US crypto.com app users again. So this is great, guys. Retail investors can now get back into buying Ripple. Okay, so again, really good for the broader crypto markets, and you can do it through the crypto.com app, which is absolutely fantastic. Crypto.com Capital. They got so many different Twitters here, don't they? On-chain staking now available in the app. That's pretty interesting as well. Google Play allows NFTs in apps and games in its own store. Starbucks Odyssey announces collaboration with NFT collection. And even 7-Eleven launches free Slurpee NFTs on the Polygon network. That's freaking hilarious. Even 7-Eleven launching their own NFTs. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? That's absolutely redonkulous, though. Happy Bastille Day to our French Crow fam. Let me know if anyone's tuning in from France here. Pretty hectic what's going on in France at the moment. I've been kind of touching on the news lightly. You know, I'm not going to comment on what I think about it here in this stream, but you know, I've been following the news and I'm just sitting on the fence to see how things are going. But yeah, you know, my wishes to those of you out there, if you guys have got any friends or family in France, or maybe you're in a bit of a stressful situation with what's going on with all of that, but that all sounds a little bit intense at the moment, so I hope you're okay. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Alright guys, so we're probably going to just move on to having a bit of a look at the loaded lines here. Let's have a bit of a look and see. So we've got a floor price sitting here. I think it's probably still at 1.2k. Yeah, still is at 1.2k with an auction at 130 US dollars. Folks, if there is anybody in the stream that wants me to check out their loaded line, their cybercub, then just leave the number of your loaded line or cybercub in the chat here. I can go ahead and check them and actually rate it, but we'll go ahead now and actually look and just see if there's any kind of nice lines sitting on the floor. Not a bad rarity sitting here at 5,180 rank here. I don't love the aesthetic on this guy. It's a little bit mediocre. 3,472. This guy's kind of nice. He's got like the Terminator cyborg eye trait here, which I think is kind of cool. I think the background doesn't really contrast too well here though, does it? With the main. This guy's a pretty low rarity as well, 3779. We got a 3533 here. A few other good looking ones. This guy's really nice. This guy would probably be one to kind of partner up with my actual fella as well. He's pretty cool. Yeah, I like him. He kind of looks alright. 8321. Like this guy. Not a great rarity, but sitting fairly close to the floor here. This guy's dope. Ooh, yeah. We got a cool guy here sitting on the floor. This guy's dope. This jacket, I reckon this jacket's pretty rare, guys. $1,400, ranked 2,600. This guy's a beast. This guy's an absolute beast. What about the, yeah, 5% have this trait, black leather jacket. Same rarity as the cyborg eyes, 5% here as well. This guy is dope. I reckon he's pretty cool. I reckon he's a bit of alright, to be honest. This is probably one I would actually consider jumping in on. He's nice, man. Yeah, really cool, really cool. Starts to get a little bit more expensive now as we head up towards the 1,500 USD mark. Gets a little bit expensive. First Frontier Land, still sitting around a $60 floor price here for that. Let's see, $62 now on the land. So not too bad. I still think Dune land plots, guys, very much undervalued. Hugely undervalued. I might actually look to adding maybe a few Dune land plots as well. Just remember, guys, this is what I'll say about these Dune land plots, right? In order to play main city, right, you're going to need to have a Dune land plot, you know what I mean, in order to play. So, yeah, pretty important. Because the thing is, like, if there's really good earning potential on this game, people are going to want to get probably in on the ground floor with a cheap land plot. And if you're someone that's holding like a bag of Dune land, then there's a very good chance that there's going to be a lot of floor pressure applied to these NFTs, which should theoretically increase that price. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here when this game launches. But it's just a cheap asset, guys. $63, like, come on. Let's just check how the mythicals are doing. Mythical plots, got the cheapest one sitting down at 3.2. So they've been holding value pretty well. I think they were sitting up at a floor close to around 4,000 maybe a few months ago. They're doing pretty well at these levels. I think my best rarity is probably, I think I've got just one of these epics. I think I got one of these epics here. Don't think I got a legendary. It's been so long since I've checked my actual NFTs here. But $725 for a legendary land. I think the goal for me personally would be to get a legendary land at around this floor price, 725 US dollars. I've got a Pepe bag. If that absolutely blows, like if Pepe just does like a 10x all of a sudden, then in all likelihood I'll probably go ahead and purchase at least one legendary land and probably pair that with a mythical backpack. I think that could be the play. Legendary land, molten land with the mythical backpack. I reckon that would be a dope play there. Because remember as well, only 989 assets here. So, you know, that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent, you know. Pretty decent pricing there. Let's check out the epics. And come on, like, it's quite interesting, you know. I mentioned this a few times, but to kind of just see like the price drop here. You know, we go from a legendary supply of 989 to a supply of 2479 on the epic lands. Under $300 you can pick one of these up for at the moment. You know, it's going to be so interesting to see how the earning potential differs from land to land. But again, one thing we know for sure, we need at least one land plot to be able to play in main city. We need it. You know, we absolutely need it. So knowing that, you know, if you're bullish, if you're up for a bit of risk, then, you know, people should be buying this asset. Not financial advice though. It's super high risk. But I just think like the risk to reward ratio is good. I talk about risk to reward ratio a lot, you know. More specifically, it's like, I mean, how risky is it to buy starter land at $62? Like, I get that people are all in different financial circumstances, but $62 with the upside potential, I think a lot of people, there is definitely a lot of people that could at least rethink their spending. I mean, think about how much you might spend on takeaway food instead of cooking, going out to the club, going out to the bar, buying a $7 drink out for your friends, okay, or for a girl or a boy or whatever ballpark you're in. You know, your daily coffee. How many coffees do you buy out every day, right? If you actually set yourself a budget and actually work out what you could actually be saving, I can't speak for everyone, but I think for a lot of you out there, you'd probably be able to save $62 across a month, maybe even a week, depending on what kind of job you have, in order to throw down on a bit of crypto.com land here. $62. So this is undervalued, baby. It's undervalued, in my opinion. Then we got the Cubs sitting down below a $200 floor price. Ugliest collection, guys. So bad. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. The Cubs are just a shocker of a collection. Apologies for that background noise. I've got to keep the door open in the morning because it's just honestly, when it's 6:30 a.m. now, when it gets past like 7:30 a.m. here in Thailand, I just have to have, I haven't got aircon in this particular room. I'm actually in the kitchen right now. I have to have the fan on full because it's just stifling hot here. Crazy. It's 28, look, you can actually see it on my screen. It's 28 degrees right now, 6:30 a.m. 28 degrees. I got up this morning at like just before like 5 a.m, like 4:45 a.m. to go and get this iced coffee, which I'm still drinking. It was like 27 degrees, guys. Excuse me. 27 degrees at 4:45 in the morning. Absolutely redonkulous. But just spending 3 months in Melbourne, if I've got the choice between too hot, too cold, I'm going to choose Thailand because Melbourne's just too cold, man. Melbourne's too cold. Let me know what temperature it is where you are in the chat if you can be bothered. But yeah, guys, as I say, Cybercub's down, you know, pretty affordable as well at that $179 floor price. We got an auction at $205. 4,000 owners, you know, so I think a lot of people have been selling. I think that unique ownership was actually up a fair bit higher. I got like a, sorry, I had like an ant on my mic. There's just ants everywhere as well. It's just some things you got to get used to living here. But yeah, having a Cybercub again, guys, that's going to be good for your earning potential in game as well. Okay, I myself personally do have one Cybercub. It's a horrible Cybercub. The rarity's okay, but it looks absolutely horrible, and I'm not proud of it at all. But let's go ahead and see if there's any like decent looking cubs for like under $200. This guy, a rarity rank of 3639, sitting close to the floor at $188 US, so that could be a bit of a steal if that's your jam. Obviously not great, but hey, I've seen a lot worse. This guy's kind of groovy, actually. Like this guy. I like the sword on the back, giving off those like medieval vibes, right? Got like the 70s and 80s like retro headband here. The eyes contrast the t-shirt pretty well. Skin's alright. Background is light greyish to, probably say that's like light grey. It's not white. It's like a light grey background. But to be fair, this guy's alright. This guy's alright. He's plain as well. I'm more a fan of the plainer looking NFTs. I really like this guy. He's cool and he's for sale at $188. You can buy this guy now. You can buy him now. I have to be honest, I'm actually kind of tempted to buy this guy. Just purely based on the aesthetic. That's the owner there. Let's have a look at the properties. Yeah, so 2%, he's got a good rarity on the green aerobic headband, and 2% he's got a good rarity on the black sword. I really like that black sword trait on the back. I think that's pretty nice. But what's really good is the eyes and the t-shirt contrasting well with the red. He's got no glasses, which is good. 9% devil eyes. 2%, oh, also 2% on the red tee. So even with a 2% on the black sword, a 2% on the red tee, and a 2% on the green aerobic headband, still not sitting too high on the rarity there. 9,009. Yeah. Really nice. I like this Cybercub. He's really nice. Tempted to buy him, but yeah, I've got enough invested at the moment in these NFTs, so I'm gonna hold off. But yeah, if anyone's looking for a clean Cybercub on the floor, this guy could be the one. Could possibly be the one. Pretty big fan. Really appreciate you guys being in the stream today, guys. What's going on in the chat at the moment? Got 7 people in the chat. Appreciate y'all being here. This is the Crow Show, episode 14. We're nearing the end of the show at the moment, but this stream's going to be running 6:30 Eastern Standard Time every single Sunday for at least 1 hour. We're also going to be looking to adding a live main city only stream. When it does launch, we can get a bit of playtest going on. If you're also from my GALA Games community as well, then I'm going to be looking to get a regular GALA Games gaming only stream going consistently every single week. I have had this Crow Show relaunched again and consistently running for, I think maybe the last 3 weeks or so. Yeah, so really happy with that I've been managing to keep that going for you guys as well, and also obviously myself. And we'll look to getting those other 2 gaming streams going. So ideally I'm looking to aim to be streaming 3 times a week. One talking more broadly about Crow. We'll still touch on like main city news and things like that for the NFT ecosystem and the broader markets, the crypto.com markets, Crow coin talk, things like that. That's going to be a bit of a broad talk. That'll be this stream here, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. And then we'll look at having the main city stream as well. And I'll put out a community poll to see when you guys what day is best for you guys to see that, whether it could be, don't know, maybe like on a Saturday, maybe a Saturday night. For those of you that want to stay home, you don't want to go out to the club, don't want to go out to the pub, sorry guys, there are like ants just crawling all over me. Got to sort that out. They're not biting me yet though, that's a good sign. But yeah, maybe on a Saturday, we might possibly run that main city stream. But I cannot express to you how excited I am to start streaming main city. It's going to be absolutely epic. I love the fact that it's just a retro feel. It's looking pretty good, right? And then yeah, we'll get an extra stream for the GALA games too. Let's keep having a bit of a broader look down here at some more cyber cubs. Geez, a lot of these just look so bad, don't they? Getting up to kind of like the $200 price range now. Yeah, so not too much going on. Yeah. It's getting starting to get quite a bit more expensive now. This guy's kind of cool. I think I've got to like fix my lighting situation a bit in here as well. It's a little dark, isn't it? Alright, so yeah, not too much going on, huh? These guys are alright. 216. Kind of cool with the beard. Alright, let's move on. And again, guys, if you want to, want me to check out any of your cubs or loaded lions, feel free to go ahead and leave them in the chat. Hope everyone's having a good one out there. Let's have a look at the expedition gear. Floor price of $7, 50k total supply. So, I think these backpacks are more like if you're not interested in playing the game, but you just want to have a bit of exposure to what we hope to be the success of Main City, then getting in on the ground floor and buying a few of these cheaper expedition packs could be the play. $7 floor price, pretty good. We go up to the rare rank. Even these are like really cheap, right? $11 floor. Still really cheap. Only 12,000 of these. We can go up to then epic. Even these guys, $30. $30 and only 4,779 of these assets. So also fairly cheap too. Like, you can't complain with these prices, I don't think. I don't think you can complain about these prices, guys. I really don't. Legendaries, 1,926 of these. Starts to get a little more pricey. There's quite a big jump up there at $114. I think what you're going to see is once Main City has been out for maybe like a week or even maybe a day, or or I guess as soon as we are able to, calculate rewards accrued in main city into US dollars, because at the end of the day, that's what people likely care about most. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think most people playing main city, at least in the beginning, are going to be more focused on playing the game to earn money rather than playing the game to have fun. And mainly why I say that is because the gaming industry, there is a ridiculous plethora of incredible games out there, non-blockchain games. Okay, so make no mistake, the earnings in main city are going to be the main factor in what drives what we hope to be the success of main city. Okay, so yeah, and then they go up to mythical, which this is an NFT asset which I definitely want to get my hands on. The floor price seems to have dropped a little bit, but holding pretty firmly. This was actually, this has dropped a bit. I think this was like around $600 or more when we had a look at these last week, sitting down at a floor of $580. So a bit more affordable at the moment. But I'm probably not going to pull the trigger on one just yet. I'm probably just going to be keeping a bit of a close eye on this for the time being. Yeah, a bit of a close eye on this for the time being. Yeah, nice one, guys. So look, I think we'll probably, I think in terms of the actual playbook, we'll probably look at, again, attempting to, I know I said I was going to do a dedicated video on the main city playbook last live stream. I've just had such a busy week and I didn't manage to actually get around to doing it, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm going to try really hard to try and get a timestamped video out talking about this next week. Okay, but before we jump off, maybe we'll just have a quick look at the FAQs. I think this is an important one just to re-establish what you need, guys. So what do you need in order to play main city? You'll need at least one crypto.com land of any tier. Okay, that's great. So basically you need to get in for around $60 US if you haven't already got a Dune plot already. The Dune plot is this one right here, guys. You're going to need one of these to play. Simple as that. Okay. Another good question as well. What in-game currencies are there and what are they used for? The in-game currencies of Loaded Lion's main city are diamonds and gold. Both diamonds and gold are needed to upgrade businesses like Flavor, Town Diner and Main Motors. The businesses themselves produce gold as well, which can be used to purchase furniture and decorations for your mansion. Diamonds are also used to unlock rooms in your mansion and to purchase gold boosters, which increase the gold generation rate for businesses. So very much, it does seem like it is going to be a bit of a pay-to-win model. Now, pay-to-win models, in my opinion, definitely don't work on player versus player games. So literally, an example of a player versus player would be I'm talking like a strictly player versus player, not a hybrid. So a typical example would be Fortnite, PUBG, Battlefield, Call of Duty. Okay, these are player versus player games. Now, if they've got elements of pay to win, which for the most part, as I understand it, they don't. I'm not talking about skins that maybe change the aesthetic of a character. Okay, what I mean, for example, if Fortnite was pay to win, right, you might be able to go into the game and purchase a gun which is more powerful than your opponent's gun, who was not able to afford to purchase that same gun. That's an example of how pay to win can negatively affect a game. Now, it does seem like we've got pay to win here, not necessarily bad so long as they don't make it about the PvP. To me, it's seeming as though you kind of just go in on your own lonesome, you create your own town, but you will be, I guess, comparing your town against other towns. But I think that you can still, even if you don't have the pay to win capabilities, to improve your town, it's not going to be the biggest deal. I still think you're going to be able to make some earnings from it. At least I hope so, you know. There's some games, so for example, Superior is a game on GALA Games where you have to rank high on the leaderboard to actually be in the running to actually win rewards, which you can then convert those rewards into GALA, okay? Just giving a parallel comparison there. So I don't think it's going to be like that, but I just hope that, for example, you know, if you're someone that just wants to come in and purchase, or you can just afford it, you can barely afford a $62 land plot. Maybe you have to borrow it from your parents or something, the money, I don't know. Or your friend, or maybe your wife, or girlfriend, God forbid. Maybe you need to borrow it, okay, in order to play, and you can't afford a loaded lion for $2,000. You can't afford a cyber cub for about $200, okay? Maybe one day if you reinvest those earnings, but you're in that position. I'm just hoping, God willing, I'm hoping to God that they have thought of giving you a bit of income back, you know? So it shouldn't be that, oh, just because I can only afford a Dune land plot means that I can't earn any money in the game. It shouldn't be that, oh, no. If you want to actually earn money in this game, you got to have like a mythical land plot where there's only 249, and you've got to have like a high ranking cyber carb, and you've got to have a mythical plot. Sorry, a mythical backpack expedition gear. Okay, sorry, we don't call it a backpack to earn money. I don't think it's going to be like that. But that would really suck, and that would 100% ruin the game if it's like that. I'll tell you what it's going to be like. If it is anything like that, this game could be very profitable for whales that are just buying up all the NFTs really early, just finding the easiest way to pull all the money from the game very, very early. And this game could be over and done within a month, possibly less. I've literally been through and experienced a negative play to earn experience with Townstar. I'm not talking badly about Townstar at all, but I invest a lot of money in Townstar NFTs early on, played the game, had good earnings for a short time, didn't cash out soon enough, and the price of the actual town token dumped, left me holding a bag, and that was just a poor decision on my front. They are since trying to the game's still running, and they're trying to, you know, work out their new economy, but that's just giving a bit of an example there. Okay. Now, I just hope that the developers behind Main City have been doing a bit of their own research. I hope that they're actually game developers, you know. But I have to say, I'm liking what I'm seeing at the moment from a fundamental level for Main City. Hodl, Crow, 4D Life, what's going on, buddy? I need more bad news still. You want some more bad news, yeah? You want to keep loading up that Crow bag? Look, I feel you, man. I feel you. You know, I need more Crow too. But I can't agree with you in that I want more bad news. I don't want more bad news. I'm done with the bad news, man. I'm ready for 10x across all coins. Bitcoin, ETH, Crow, Pepe, I want 100x. Loaded lines, Main City NFTs, yeah. I'm done with the bad news, personally. I'm very much done with the bad news. Very much indeedy. Yeah, really appreciate you guys being in this stream today. I'm probably going to have to wrap up this stream fairly soon. We'll take a bit of more of a look at maybe some of these other FAQs. But yeah, the in-game currencies, guys, again, what I'm liking is it seems like a simple model, all right? It doesn't seem too complicated. The model doesn't seem too complicated. It seems pretty easy for people to get around and get a good and simple understanding of what's going on, which I think is absolutely great. And it's good to see that you guys are interested in this stuff too. Do I need a Loaded Lions or Cyber Cubs NFT for the game? Loaded Lions and Cyber Cubs holders will receive exclusive benefits in Loaded Lions Main City, such as in-game boosters. However, they will not be required to access the game itself. Now, as I was talking before about the pay to win, this is pay to win right here. All right, this is pay to win. It basically says that if you want to earn more money in the game, get yourself a Loaded Lion and a Cyber Cub. Maybe even the more the merrier. Simple as that. Okay, exclusive benefits. I mean, that is probably going to translate straight into USD, baby. That's what we're concerned about here, all right? Exclusive benefits should mean value, eventually in the form of USD, because that's what we want, right? That's the dream. Could we turn Main City into a side hustle? How much money could we really make from Main City? Is it worth investing at these prices? A loaded line, $2,000. Sorry, not $2,000 right now, $1,200 for a loaded line. Is it worth buying a Cyber Cub for $216 to play in order to get those rewards back? Only time will tell, but if it does at all, it's probably going to be pretty early on, those rewards, okay? Will there be benefits in-game for owning multiple land NFTs or loaded lines and Cyber Cub collectibles? So this is actually a great, very good question, which I actually don't know the answer to. So let's check it out. But I'm very interested to know, and I'm sure you are too. All right, let's have a look. The more land NFTs you own, the faster you'll be able to generate in-game currencies. These currencies will help speed up your progress in constructing your city. However, please note that the marginal return on in-game currency generation will decrease for each additional land NFT you hold in order to keep the game fun and competitive for everyone. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I have to be honest, I'm a little confused about this one. Let's reread this. The more land NFTs you own, the faster you'll be able to generate in-game currencies. Okay, so the more land you earn, the more in-game currencies in the form of diamonds or golds you'll be able to earn. These currencies will help speed up your progress in constructing your city. So that's all positive. However, please note that the marginal return on in-game currency generation will decrease for each additional land NFT you hold. I don't know, guys. That's kind of, I mean, am I overthinking this? I feel like this first sentence is kind of telling us that the more NFTs we own, the more in-game currencies we're going to be able to generate. But then the second sentence is telling us that it's going to decrease. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for this, but I'm not getting it. Yeah, nice to know. Nice to hear that you've got your gear, Hodl Crow. What else can be done with my land NFTs other than playing Loaded Lines Main City? Let's find out. These NFTs are much more than a ticket to Main City. The land NFTs will act as your pass for more exciting Web3 initiatives from Crypto.com in the future. And this is absolutely fantastic, guys, you know, so don't think that the land is just going to be applicable for Main City. So if you go ahead and actually purchase one of these land plots, maybe not a mythical, but you go and purchase at least like a starter land plot and you don't manage to play Main City, or you don't want to play it, it's going to have a lot more utility for other things within the Crypto.com ecosystem, and I absolutely love that. I think it's a fantastic and smart move by Crypto.com for the long term. Absolutely. And this is also a great question here as well, because I think a lot of people tend to shy away from talking about how to actually earn that native currency. So in this case, GALA, which can be easily traded for USD, as most of us probably know. But how exactly can we earn CRO in Loaded Lines Main City? You can earn CRO by either exchanging your hard-earned vouchers from the competitive mode at a fixed rate, or by selling your blueprints and or businesses in the in-game marketplace to other players, which is available in both modes. Okay, selling blueprints, businesses, so that's pretty cool. So you can sell your NFTs for CRO, which is good. And you can exchange your hard-earned vouchers. Okay, but only in the competitive mode. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how competitive is it going to be? Are we going to need to invest a lot of money to be competitive in this competitive mode in order to actually get these vouchers? That's the question. And this is also another good question actually as well. Does in-game progress transfer to the new the new owner of the NFT? In-game progress is always pegged to the account identifier, which is the non-custodial wallet address. If you remove a land NFT from your wallet, the land NFT will stop generating diamonds, and all your businesses on that respective land plot will also be returned to your inventory and stop generating gold. The only information that is pegged to the land NFT itself is the business site's placements, meaning that the location of the business sites will not change even if the NFT changes hands. That's cool, that makes sense. So obviously you're going to stop reaping those rewards from the land plot if you do sell and pass that on, which I think is very, very fair. So we've got some additional information here, but that was some really good FAQs. Some news about the team. So have they disclosed any more information about the team? If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm loving what's going on with Main City for the most part, but I love a doxed team. Some of you might think, well, Satoshi, they are doxed. It's crypto.com. But when I say doxed, I mean, I want to know who they are. Who are the people behind the development of Main City? What projects have they worked on in the past? And why have crypto.com as the brand or conglomerate, if you like, been chosen to create this game? That's what I want to know. So let's see what they say. The Loaded Lines Main City team is composed of passionate and experienced professionals with a strong background in Web3 game development. Okay. So I find this little passage here quite interesting. So, wait, let's just highlight this. I don't know. The Loaded Lines Main City team is composed of passionate and experienced professionals with a strong background in Web3 game development. Web3 in what? Because the thing is here, right? What Web3 games? There are no successful Web3 games. I'm telling you right now. Okay. I'm a Web3 gaming content creator. At least 50% or more of my content, excuse me guys, I'm just rubbing my face here. At least 50% or more of my content is based on Web3 gaming. There's no successful Web3 games right now. There isn't. None with a Web3 game is a play to earn game. It's a game, as far as I'm concerned, a successful Web3 game is a game that is first and foremost fun. Secondly, has been around for at least 6 months. That's subjective. At least 6 months. And has a sustainable earning model and a flourishing community. We don't have that. Okay, we don't have that yet. Simple as that. You can't, that's not a matter of subjective opinion, that broader argument there. That's just fact. Right, we had Axie Infinity, which got closed. They were doing really well. Okay, people earning SLP, prices of Axies were going up until that whole model got wrecked. Okay, I made some money, lost some money on that one. Axie Infinity got close, but they didn't listen to their community. They didn't create any burning mechanisms for SLP. And more broadly speaking, the economy just went to SHIT. Axie Infinity got close. GALA Games is probably closest in terms of the project that has games that are definitely going to be fun, definitely are fun now. Whether or not the earning models are going to be a success, that's yet to be seen because a lot of the games are in early release. Okay? But what do you mean passionate and experienced in Web3 games? We don't have, how experienced can you possibly be? In what games? So I don't like that comment. If they're going to make a comment, if they're going to make a comment like that, it needs to be more broad. It needs to be more detailed. Okay, you've got a background in Web3 game development. What Web3 games? For example, GALA Games, they've got, a lot of the developers have got success in Web2 games, in games like Halo, Call of Duty. And you've actually got the names of them, they're docked. So you've actually got analytical, real life, objective, undeniable, factual data, which you cannot argue against. You understand where I'm going with this? So I don't like that. Our diverse group of experts is dedicated to creating an immersive, enjoyable in-game experience. But that's not to take away from the fact that what they've created so far doesn't look compelling. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're going to make comments like that, you know, you need to be ready to take scrutiny from people like me, because I'm going to give this scrutiny where scrutiny is due, folks. I'm not here just to 100% shill Main City or shill Crow. You know, I will bring awareness to anything that I see that may be constructive in terms of feedback or anything like that. Do you get me? We take pride in our team's ability to work together in effectively combining our skills and expertise to craft a visually appealing, engaging world for players to explore. As the game grows and evolves, we'll continue to expand our team to bring in new talent and expertise, ensuring the Loaded Lions remains at the forefront of innovation and player satisfaction. So essentially they're saying here that, you know, as the game goes on, they're going to listen to the community and incorporate changes where they see fit based on community feedback, which theoretically, yes, they should be doing that. All the most successful games, that's what they do, you know. They have monthly updates where the game devs listen to the community and they regularly update the games to just improve the game. So that definitely needs to happen. Security and audits. So all important stuff, but I guess kind of boring as well. Got your contract addresses here too. So what else we got here? We looked at the additional info, the FAQs, playbook updates. I do love this little document though. It's really good, you know. I think it's great to see, like, this is a well put together little document here for sure. So this is just some policies about trying to cheat in the game. Of course, there's going to be people trying to find loopholes and, you know, faster ways to earn that USD, baby. But hopefully, you know, hopefully they can be pretty on that. And that as well as another thing, you know, it can be pretty easy to exploit a lot of these games because we're so early in all of this, you know. So exploits are naturally going to happen. People are naturally going to try and find ways in which to exploit, but yeah. Just be careful, guys, because if they catch you, they'll probably ban you. So that is pretty important. So I kind of want to know a little bit more about the competitive mode, because that's where it seems like we're going to possibly be earning a lot of our crow. So this is the leaderboard. Yeah. Okay, so Main City offers a thrilling competitive mode in time-limited seasons. Familiar mechanics are carried over, but your progress starts from scratch in each new season, creating a level playing field for all participants. Okay, so this is good. Your normal mode progress remains untouched and will always be preserved. Okay, so that's good. So essentially, if you choose to jump into the competitive mode, your regular city is going to be okay. Prize pool. So this is interesting. An incredible 30% of players spending on diamonds in the competitive mode will contribute to the growth of prize pools, half of which will be added to the current season and the other half to the next season. As you climb the ranks, you'll secure a larger portion of the prize pool, making every position gained all the more rewarding. Interesting. Haha, I'm pumped. Players ranked on the leaderboard will receive their prizes in the form of vouchers. Okay, so this is which can be spent in-game, redeemed for diamonds at an exclusive rate, or converted to crow. Okay, so the vouchers you can convert to crow, guys. So if you just want to earn crow from this, it looks like the best way to do it, as we kind of mentioned before, is definitely going to be to, get involved in the competitive mode. And that's pay to win, guys. The better NFTs you got, the more chance you got of ranking highly. It's going to be really interesting to see if like you can still rank highly without expensive NFTs. Just got to text my wife, guys. She's got my baby in bed, just in case she needs some help. Apologies, folks. So, the more you achieve in competitive mode and the more players that participate, the better your rewards will be. Stay focused and aim for the top spots. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. Don't know about you, but I'm pumped for this. I'm absolutely pumped for this. Special rewards. What's all that about? Players who secure a spot on the leaderboard won't just receive vouchers as prizes. Special rewards may be given to them, with more details coming soon. These rewards will improve as your rank increases, giving you a competitive edge in both your normal gameplay and future competitive mode seasons. So essentially they're saying the more you play, the more you sort of level up in the game, the better your rewards will be in the future. So good to also see that time input seems to be a factor in this game. So there has to be some input of time to potentially increase those special rewards. That's pretty good. So that's the special rewards there. And my cousins are just waking up next door. Alright. What else have we got here? In-game assets. Blueprints. So I think these blueprints you can also like sell as well, right? Sell these blueprints. This is pretty cool. So yeah, this is, so essentially you can put furniture within the buildings, but it's not just decorative. That's kind of what I'm interested in here. Furniture isn't just decorative. After purchasing them with gold and placing them in your mansion, you'll gain avatar experience to increase your avatar level. These levels are essential for obtaining new blueprints for businesses and providing additional bonuses to the player's gold and diamond income. By carefully selecting and placing furniture in the main city mansion's rooms, you're creating a stunning virtual home while progressing through the game. So I like that. But not only is it aesthetically pleasing, but yeah, it's going to possibly increase your gold and your gold and diamonds too. Okay, so blueprints look like they seem to be pretty important too. Both types of blueprints grant you access to new businesses, but the legendary blueprints offer a much greater chance to obtain a higher tier business. And these are also going to be traded like on the open marketplace as well, which I think is pretty good. I hope it's going to be like I hope it's going to be set up where you know there's always going to be stuff to do, change, move around in the city. And these are the boosters, which we kind of discussed before. So if you are, I think, a Loaded Lions or Cyber Cub holder, I think you get some boosters. Yeah, whether you decide to deploy them early to get a head start during competitive mode season to surprise other tycoons, it's up to you. Make the final call. There's going to be a lot of experimentation here, I believe. But yeah, it should be fairly interesting, guys. Right, guys, that's pretty much all we got time for today. Really appreciate everyone being in the stream today. It's been a really fun stream. Appreciate the likes coming in, guys. If you haven't dropped a like on the stream yet, make sure you do smash that like button. If you want to see Main City and Crow go through the roof and head for that moonshot, baby. We'll catch you next week, Sunday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to try and put out some content this week. I'll try and put through a bit of a Main City playbook. Guys, if you just arrived at the stream, this stream is going to be available on my channel to watch the replay from the very start. Okay, it did run for a bit over an hour. Okay. But yeah, guys, really appreciate all of you being here. Appreciate the likes. Crypto J, do you think the diamonds you earn from logging in daily buying crypto will be able to be spent in game? I think so, man. I think you're going to be able to spend the diamonds in game. I believe so. Well, whether that's, use them for some purpose there, we spoke a little bit about that before. I'd have to revisit that information, but yeah, Crypto J, I'm looking to put out like a time-stamped, dedicated Main City playbook, just assessing and going through all the different parts of the playbook this week. No worries, Huddle for Crow. No worries for the info at all. Yeah, appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week. This stream's going to be consistent every single week. And yeah, if you enjoyed the talk about Main City as well, I'll put out a poll fairly soon just talking about when Main City does come live. We'll try and find out the best time that's good for the community and myself to actually have that Main City only stream, and we'll try and work out just the best ways to, of course, hopefully have some fun, but also earn some cash and maybe turn this Main City into a bit of a side hustle. So very, very excited for all of that. Hope we see a bit of movements just in the overall markets for Crow. And yeah, guys, from wherever you're watching, have a great day, have a great, fantastic week. Make sure you smash the likes, comments. Again, if you were late to the stream and want to watch it from the start, we talk a bit more broadly about XRP, update there, SEC, the broader markets, Bitcoin, everything else. Just go to the live section on my YouTube channel. If you don't know where that is, it's literally just here. Okay, you just go to my YouTube channel, and there's gonna be like video section, shorts, live section here, and all my streams, guys, at least for the Crow Show, I leave here. So as you can see, I think we started streaming again, probably from, I think about around here, episode 9, I think, which was about a month ago. So we did episode 9 all the way through to 14, 4, 5, 6, so there's 7 streams. Damn, time goes fast. That just goes so fast. That's crazy. So yeah, we've literally had 7 streams in a row back on the Crow Show. So we're back in action. Okay, so have a great one, guys. Really appreciate you being here today, and we'll catch you during the week or possibly next Sunday. Take care now.